Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zbynek Skvor. I am here instead of our rector, Wojciech Petráček, who could not make it. You will see him at the end of the competition. Welcome for the Collider. Welcome. I'm happy to have all of you here. We are looking forward who wins, but we are looking forward for all solutions that the teams are going to prepare. I would like to welcome our companies who provide topics. Thank you for doing that for our students, and I hope that you will get nice solutions for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen that somebody has already eaten one small piece of cake, so you will not be the first. We have some refreshments for you, so please use it, get some coffee, feel relaxed, and let's start. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Collider of this year. So the Collider, you already know it, will take place starting tomorrow in the weekend, and then continuing after a week break, let's say, another full-time week, and then the final presentations on Monday the 29th. First of all, a little bit of explanation, what is Collider, why we are doing it. CTU is partner in a EuroTeQ Alliance, and the EuroTeQ Alliance is a group of technical universities in Europe that are working together in education and research. Here you can see all of them together. So we have our school, of course, Technical University of Munich, Tallinn University of Technology, École Polytechnique in Paris, Eindhoven University of Technology, Technical University of Denmark, and two new partners, HEC from Paris and IESE Business School from Barcelona, and two partners outside the European Union, EPFL in Lausanne and Technion. So as you can see, really exciting, large group of, you could say, the best technical schools in Europe. And they are working together in this EuroTeQ Alliance. What does that mean? In the EuroTeQ Alliance, one part, and a very important part, is the so-called course catalog, which means that any student from any faculty, from any school in the EuroTeQ Alliance can take courses offered in the course catalog. But the thing that we are here for today and the next days is the so-called Collider. And the Collider is a special project form in which students working together in multidisciplinary team work on real challenges provided by companies. And the theme for the Collider this year is Enhanced Connections. You can see that we have already had 3 Colliders before in the previous project, and now we have the 4th one, and the next one will all use this topic, Enhanced Connections. So what does that mean? At the moment we have not 50, but 51 registered students. And we also welcome 6 students from Panska Technical Lyceum who are also here and joining the Collider. And please, gentlemen, I can already see some smiling faces. When we finish today, please come over to us so we get to know you and we can talk a little bit about how it will work in the Collider. So 57 students, maybe there will be more, we will see. And the idea is that we will form teams where each team has about 5 people, and these people should be from, ideally, 3 different faculties. Yeah, so that we have really multidisciplinary teams, people with many different perspectives that can look at the problems that they will try to solve. One team, of course, will work on one challenge, and we will try to have at least one team for each challenge, which, if you do the mathematics, should work. We have 8 beautiful challenges. We have 56 students, so with 5 students per team, that should work out. We will use Microsoft Teams for the main communication, where we will form a channel for each of the teams. We will ask each team to appoint a so-called speaker for the team, so we have a steady person that we can quickly ask questions or send some information. But of course, you can organize yourselves in any way that you want. If you want to use email, if you want to use Instagram, if you want to use, I don't know what, Discord, yeah, it's really up to you to organize yourself throughout this process. You will not be alone during these days in the Collider. There are a couple of tutors, and I will just shortly introduce them to you. They are not all here, so Zuzana Pešková, Jana Nabielkova is here. Can you, yeah, over there. Daniela Ilnerova, Lukáš Horný, and me, Henri Achten. And of course, in real life, we look much better than on the photographs. Do you agree? Yes, thank you. So, today we start with the challenge presentations. Here you can see the schedule. The other days you will see that during the time, but of course the main part will start already tomorrow in the weekend. And already on Sunday afternoon in the evening we will do the first presentations. So to hear, okay, what are your ideas, where do you want to go, so that we can give you some guidelines what to do in the next week. In that week you can do your research, find material, information, whatever you need. If it is possible and necessary, you can visit the firms. They will inform you about it. And then we have a full week to work on the solutions for your projects. Again, following with that weekend, we do a final presentation so you can get your feedback, you can make some improvements. And then on Monday, the 29th, we will have the final presentations. So where will Collider take place? It will take place in the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, actually in this building, but just a few meters ahead, in the room called Risovna. It's on the 5th floor. You can't get there by elevator, so for the last floor you will have to use the staircase. It is a very nice space. We have used it every time until now for the Collider. So there is Wi-Fi available if you have EduRoam, some projection, a kitchenette, and of course the Risovna will be reserved for you during this whole time, as you can use it. And also after this presentation in the afternoon at 1 o'clock, we will meet there and already make a first start to form the teams. If you can't make it today, no problem. The teams will be finalized tomorrow, of course, when the Collider really starts. But just to get a head start and to get an idea what teams are going to work on which challenges, we are going to do that already today at 1 o'clock. So, in Risovna at 1 o'clock. So what is the result of Collider? What are you supposed to do? Of course, you have to make a solution to the challenges that are offered by the companies. And that can be many, many different things. It can be a design, it can be a program, it can be a model, a simulation, animation, maybe even a physical prototype or a presentation of your solution. It really depends on the challenge that you are working on. It depends on your team, what your capabilities are, and what you can produce. If you successfully complete the Collider, then you will get 5 credits. And as was said, we will choose 3 best projects from all the projects that are being presented. And these 3 best projects will continue to the so-called EuroTeQathon. The EuroTeQathon is the place where all, let's say, the 3 best teams of all the schools of the EuroTeQ Alliance send their teams to the EuroTeQathon as a competition, although I do not really like to call it a competition. I see it more like a celebration of ideas. And that will take place in Paris from the 8th to the 10th of June. So if you want to go to Paris, do your best. And now I'm really happy that we can continue with the challenge presentations. Again, a big thank you for all the companies who were willing to provide really interesting and challenging exercises for you. This is a little bit the order of that. So I would now like to invite the first presenter, AVL, over here to talk about their challenge.
Thank you very much, dear audience, and thank you very much, Henri Achten, for an introduction. I'd like to present today our challenge, which is called. Oh, excuse me, I need to. Okay. Yeah, which is called Technologies for a Sustainable Future of Combustion Engines for the Passenger Cars. I will explain it a little bit more into the detail later on. Firstly, let me shortly introduce myself, that you know who is today speaking. I'm also a graduate of this very CTU in Prague. That's a fun fact, that I have also absolved a high school from Banska, where some members are here as well. And I'm almost 15 years work as a support, or I do support development of technical solutions for the mobility. And currently, I'm a technical field leader of the powertrain engineering in EuroTeQ Czech Republic, which is a brand new affiliate. I will speak about it later. Okay, so more important is the background and the information about our company. Obviously, AVL is a very, very significant supplier for OEMs and Tier 1 developers, not only in automotive, but anyway, automotive is our core business, covering all passenger commercial vehicles. We have a brilliant, really brilliant department for the racing technologies called AVL RaceTech. We cover also agriculture and, of course, motorcycles, three-wheelers, etc. We do also support development for energetics and marine industry. We have also small team which do develop technologies for aviation. Yeah, AVL is worldwide well-known and established company. When I can luckily present that there is a fresh new affiliate, the new engineering department or technology center placed in Mladá Boleslav, where I also work. Maybe it's fair to mention that our mother or the headquarters is still placed more than 75 years. It's still placed in Austria, so it is the AVL is still very reliable and a solid partner, European partner. So it's still European-based company. There are some interesting numbers. All of them we can speak about quite long, but I'd like to point out number 10%. The AVL invests more than 10% of its turnover every year to the research and development projects internally. We don't count the investments regarding the support of the customer projects, which is quite untypical, to be honest. It's quite high number for the pure engineering company. Of course, there is a department where we do develop also technologies and Messtechnik, which is technology for testing, mainly regarding the powertrain and vehicle test beds and sensors. But anyway, it's just a little part of our job. There are more than 12,000 employees all over the world. Also, interesting fact, almost 70% of the employees are scientists and engineers, so it's not a paperwork company. Well, 75 years on the market, and still based and fully inside Europe, despite the new brand office. Coming to the topic, we'd like to speak today a little bit more about one of our activities, which is the development of the new generation of the vehicles, mainly passenger cars. We as an AVL cover the complete development process for our customers. We can even support our customers to define the product itself, which is also quite complex work. Then we are able to start from scratch and bring the solution to the serial production, and then further during the end of the life cycle, we can support our customers in every activities you can even mention, including legislative, everything. Well, coming to the core, ICEs, which are internal combustion engines. Today's challenge is more like about, are they really dead? What we can do about to continue, maybe, or to develop more the internal combustion engines that they can be used sustainably. We as AVL are really skilled team regarding the ICEs. We know a lot about the internal combustion engines. You name it, from the functional frame to the last screw of it. Well, AVL is at this moment very active regarding the alternative fuels. We have a brilliant race engine, 2-liter, 4-cylinder, H2 powered, hydrogen powered race engine with comprehensive durability, and its peak power of almost 400 PS, which is not bad, to be honest. Well, coming to the challenge today. We have formulated the challenge as a question. The question is, can you come up with a comprehensive technological solution that allows for the use of internal combustion engines sustainably, mostly in passenger cars? Maybe now you think it is quite general phrase. What should I do? How should I start with that topic? There are multiple reasons why we haven't defined just one simple task. The first reason is that our customers do it the same way. Our customers come to us and ask such a question, and we need to come up and bring some solution which is realistic and also in some way innovative. Therefore, we have tried to formulate such a questions we hear every day from our customers, also to you as a next generation of engineers and representatives of the new generation with the new way of thinking. We'd like you to set in the position that you can think out of the box. You can bring up almost every possible idea and solution, and we'll be here for you to support you to assess your ideas which are more or less realistic, which is just maybe not for the next 20 years, which is maybe only a vision, or, you know, it's quite general, and there is a reason for it. We would be happy to receive any idea. It could be technological innovation. It could be a general idea how to change our lives in the terms of mobility. It could be almost everything, but we would like to stay in touch with the reality. We would like to stay comprehensive. And yeah, we'll be here for you to support you in your ideas and in development of the whole process during the Collider runs. So feel free to visit us, even personally, from 15th to 17th of 4th, let's say, April. Thank you very much. Of April, we'll be happy to invite you to our company, and we can discuss further there. So that was mostly everything from my side. It was a little bit longer. Sorry for that. And questions come up later on, I believe.
Indeed. Thank you very much. So now we're going to switch the presentation to Asahi. The topic is digital ear, and actually we're going to give the Mr. who is presenting also some ears, so we can hear him better in the microphone. As was said, now will be the presentations from all of the firms. If you have questions, there will be question and answer session after all the presentations.
Okay. Dobrý? Okay. So, okay, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself first. My name is Milan Bittner, and I am head brewmaster from Brewery Velké Popovice. And I would like to start with introduction of our company too, as my colleague. And maybe you know our company, Plzeňský Prazdroj. It's the biggest producer of beer in Czech Republic. We have 5 breweries in Czech Republic. The biggest one is in Plzeň. There is Pilsner Urquell Brewery and Gambrinus Brewery. Then we have Radegast in Nošovice. Maybe guys from Ostrava know us very well. Then we have Šariš in Slovakia, and the most important brewery is Velké Popovice, or most important for today. It's the 4th biggest brewery in Czech Republic, and one of the most modern brewery in Europe, based on automation, digitalization, and so on. I'm talking about the biggest thing. We are the biggest beer producer in Czech Republic. We produce more than 10 million hectoliters. It's not possible to drink even during your whole life, trust me. We are part of something bigger, and this bigger is our mother company, which is called Asahi European International. Also one of the biggest beverage or brewing or beer producer in the world. We produce more than 44 million hectoliters per year, mostly in Europe. And I think we are also very good employee or very good opportunity for you, for clever students, because we have a lot of opportunities like internships and so on. Okay, this is about introduction of our company. And I have something very special for you here. I'm very nervous to introduce it because it's a little bit strange, but it's very important for my topic. And it's called hearing meditation. It's very close to the topic, and I would like to ask you now to set you to a very comfortable position. You can close your eyes. You can let it open. It's up to you. If you close it, it's a little bit better. And I believe there are some not believers, but trust me, this is a very powerful thing which I use almost every day, which I'm stressed, and it's really every day. And I would like to ask you, it will be very fast, I would like to ask you to try to hear, let it open. I think it's very good for the meditation if you let the windows open. Because I would like to ask you to try to hear, to catch the noises, to catch the sounds which are the furthest from your ears. Can be noisy, it's unnecessary. And now try to come a little bit closer to your ears, to your body. And try to catch all the sounds during the way back to your ears. And now try to hear also the closest sounds and also the internal sounds from your body. I'll give you now 10 seconds. Okay, thank you very much. It should be a little bit longer, but it should you put to a little bit like present mode. And I have one question to anyone. What could you hear? What did you hear? Okay.
Footsteps.
Okay. Something else? Yeah. Everyone can hear anything. And as I told you, it's very well connected with our topic, which is called digital ear. And it's actually about human hearing and how to digitalize it. Not how to digitalize human hearing, but how to digitalize these noises, these sounds we can hear in common life. We are not talking now about the common life, but about the working life. Because our purpose is to digitalize sounds of brewing machinery. We have a lot of machinery in our companies, and each of these machinery makes some noises, some typical sounds. And sometimes, with some breakdowns comes, there are some strange noises, some different noises, something uncommon, which can mean there is some breakdown or there is something different. And we need to catch these sounds. In this moment, we have many tools how to check our devices, how to check our machinery. We have preventive maintenance, we have autonomous maintenance, we have some vibro diagnostic and so on. But we have also our very well-knowledge operators, our workers, who know what which sounds means. If there is some strange, uncommon sound, they can recognize it and they can stop the breakdown. That even don't start. That's very important for us because there can be some disaster, something like beer leakage. It's a really disaster. If you have a beer leakage like 500 hectoliters of beer, is a volume you will never drink. You are not able to drink during your whole life. So you can imagine this kind of disaster. So we need these guys who are in the operational room, in their departments, brew house, fermentation, maturation, filtration, and they are really able to avoid these disasters by their ears, by their hearing. But we have something what's called One Control Room project. What does it mean? The purpose of this project is to centralize the operational room. We have 5 departments, and we want to put it to one department. So we want to go by the way of digitalization, automation. And it means, and the first step is this one control room. So it means that these guys, these operators, will not be close to their machinery, to devices, and they will not hear the noises. And actually, it's one of the biggest fear of these guys. One of the biggest fear. We ask them for questions about this one control room, and the question number one was, what are we gonna do without hearing our machinery? And this is the reason why I am here, and why I would like to ask you to help us here in our brewery, Velké Popovice, to find a solution which would be able to digitalize these sounds and to convert it to some other, like human language. My imagination, for example, is you can use some microphones or some diagnostic tools and to convert these sounds to some pop-ups in the control system, which the operators will see, and which they based on which they can say, okay, there is some problem, I'm going there to check it if it's everything okay. So this is purpose of this challenge, and I would like to ask you to join us, to support us, and to help us to find the solution. If you have any question, I am here for you, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Now, I would like to ask company Capexus to present the workspace of the future. Maybe at the end of this collider, we can combine all challenges together. Huh? Use modern transportation technologies, have a beer and work in the company of the future, and do all other kinds of things that we are going to hear about today. That would be a good challenge.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see so many people who are interested beyond the regular school schedule and study plan. It's really nice to see that interest. My name is Michal Šimák, and I work in Capexus as a head of technical design. And at first, let me introduce a company a bit, the civil engineering company, and then the challenge. As I said, we are a civil engineering company, and we are focused on commercial interiors. More than 50% of our work are in office buildings. We are designing and constructing the office environment of offices. And the challenge will be about these offices. Regarding the commercial interiors, we have also experience in healthcare, for example, the private clinics, also some retail units, residential objects, fitness studios, and stuff like that. And what is important about our company, we are not that old and traditional company. We are more than 12 years on the market. And we have around 120 employees, mostly architects and engineers. And our main product is a so-called design and build product. And that means that we cover all the process of designing and construction of the interior. So as you can see, this is our scope of work. And it starts with the workplace consultancy, which helps the client to set up the original ideas through the architecture and designing. You obviously know that. Then the technical design, my department, and cost management, which is also really important for the clients. The biggest department of our company is the construction department, and last but not least, the interior furnishing. The challenge will be about these two, I think, because we are in the stage of preparation. So it will be about architecture designing and the technical design, because The buildings are full of technologies today, and I hope it will be more about the technical design since I'm the head of the department. And well, when all the steps are done, it could look like that. The result. These are the offices for the direct family company. You can see the modern design, greenery, natural elements, and stuff like that. The second reference is in the building. The river corner is the reception and common area, which is also connected to the nature and the name, the river. You can see the rock, one big rock as a reception desk, for example. And the last reference, which is interesting and, for me, for example, it's an IT company offices, and it's kind of a Minecraft team. And also there were intelligent lighting system, which you can see in below. But let's move to the challenge, workspace of the future. In a couple of few years, we saw quite a change in working environment. It was caused mostly by technology development and the pandemic and its lockdowns. We were used to working by dedicated desks. Almost all meetings were offline, and we were at the home office was also hardly ever seen, and we were 5 days a week attached to the desk in the office. But with the COVID and with the technology development, it changed a lot. We are now more in flexible environment. We are sharing a lot of things, including the workplace. Online and hybrid meetings are a new normal, same as the home office and working remotely. And what will be next? It's up to you. I'm really looking forward to see your ideas, because you will designing the workspace for you, for your businesses, for your generation, and for the sustainable future, let's say. The office is full of connection, so I think you will fulfill the topic a lot. And to not start from the ground, we have a mind map or some inspiration for you when you can start or where you can start. For example, you can use energy efficient technologies, passive cooling, for example. Greenery is really important today to be surrounded by nature, and it's good for the physical health, psychological health. You can use recycled, upcycled materials. You can be inspired by the parameters which are for the LEED Well BREEAM certification. And I think the real challenge is open air workspace, to think about it. So thank you for your attention. I am looking forward to talk to you and to support you. This is my email, and you can visit our offices from Wednesday to Friday. Just let me know. And if you want to see more about our company or some other information, you can scan the QR code.
Thank you very much. So now we're going to switch the presentation to Mama.AI for natural language interface to TELMA. Again, keep your questions ready for after the presentations to ask the people from the companies your questions to get more informed about the challenges so that you can make your choice what you want to work on.
Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Henri. I'm head of API at TELMA.AI. TELMA is part of European technological group Mama.AI. So I'm responsible for APIs and backend development of TELMA. So now, what is TELMA briefly? TELMA is a voice-first conversational AI platform. We are leveraging now generative AI. Like everybody is using generative AI, I think. I assume that here is there is nobody here who does not know about generative AI, GPT, and that stuff. And there are like a lot of different ways how this can be used. So these are some of the challenges in general we are dealing with in the company. So one of the biggest and the first point, it's we will go into deeper later, but this is about using low-code platforms to create like Voicebot, chatbots, and in general natural language interfaces. But ideal would be to have it like a no-code platform, so like really people from outside, from the street, without no deep technical or even programming knowledge, will be able to create and build their voicebot or chatbot. Then in the company we are building AI models in-house for TTS and some biospeech engines, NLU, some signal processing and similar stuff. Then really adopting and fine-tuning of the LM models like GPT, BERT, and that stuff. And as talking about LLMs, it's also important to have the LLM and generative AI under control. I don't know if you have heard about jailbreaking GPT bots. I assume yes, but it's a very funny thing because you will find a lot of guides and YouTube videos how to break to some GPT bot, but there is, for example, very little about how to protect the bot from being jailbreaked. So, like, trust me, this is like another challenge. Then RAG, which is retrieval augmented generation. So it's combination of search and then generative, generation of prompts and prompt validation. So really to check if the stuff that Voicebot or chatbot is saying is correct and according to some given documents and stuff is compliant to some company rules and similar things. In general, we are doing a lot of stuff with voice modality. We need to focus on speed because if it's over the phone, for example, you don't want to wait like 10-20 seconds for a response of a bot. So we want to have it really like under 2 seconds to have the response. Yeah, then we are using smart large language models agents for some backend integrations. So this will be also part of the challenge. We have on-premise stack, so we have our own cluster where we run the technologies. That as well brings a lot of the challenges. And then providing analytical agent bots. So it's about analyzing the data and asking some database tables with natural language interfaces in really natural language. So this is the portal we have now. So it's like we have seen probably these block coding platforms. So this is pretty similar. So that's what we refer to as a low code. So this is not about real programming. You have some boxes. You can configure the boxes, put them together, and you can create a voice bot from it or a chat bot. But this is mainly for voice bots. So you can prepare your structure, then you upload number of phone numbers, like 100,000 or 1,000 phone numbers, and you run a campaign to like ask people if they did not forget, for example, to pay a bill or similar stuff. Ask if they are going to, for example, attend the planned meeting or that stuff. This can be done as an outbound. It can be done also as an inbound. So you can create on a phone number your chatbot and provide some information, and this stuff is interactive. But now, like, still you need to understand the structure. So there is some like generic prompt, some open question to collect the information from the person. We have some yes/no module really to decide like if it's yes or no. We can collect some numeric rating, so to collect some NPS scores and that stuff. And like there are more modules. And if you know the modules, you configure them, you put it together, and you have your Voicebot. But still, like some knowledge is necessary. What is underneath? There is some JSON specification that is representing the structure you have created in visual form. And what will be the challenge here is how to like use some of the generative AI tools like GPT and LangChain, for example, really to use natural language interface to create the Voicebot or chatbot in ideally in the format that's there, and we can provide it to you. Because then, like, I can come to an interface and say, like, hey, I want a chatbot that will do this, and some question comes later, like, okay, do you want to do it this way or that way? And by asking and then like fine tuning the bot, you will make the final and desired product. So this is more about the challenge itself. The company Mama.AI was founded by a team from IBM that was like 25 years lab in IBM. So we have like pretty long history in natural language interfaces, dialogue systems, also really building TTS and STT models and that stuff. If you want to visit us in our offices, so we sit in a city center close to Náměstí Republiky, so that's definitely possible to have it like arranged and make a visit there. We have nice terrace there with nice view, so you are really invited. And if there are any questions, you can contact Markéta, or I will probably add also my contact there, so we can provide more information about the challenge.
Okay, thank you very much. I also want to thank all the firms for being in time, actually being much faster than we scheduled. So now we will have a 10-minute break because we also have some refreshments. Feel free to get something to drink, to eat, to refresh your mind. So 10 minutes, and then we will continue with the next presentations. Of course, you can already ask questions to the people who already presented during that time. Ladies and gentlemen, are you feeling refreshed? Are you recharged? Then let's slowly continue. Do you like technology? Of course, a strange question for students of Czech Technical University. I love technology. Do you like engineering? Do you like solving problems? Yes. Well, I do too. And I think it's really great, the challenges that we saw up to now, and of course the challenges that will follow. I would like to solve all of them. And I think this is one of the really nice things of the Collider project, that even if you are going to work on a challenge that is not really your field of expertise, you will learn that you can make a contribution to a team. And I think this is really one of the important lessons, that when you work in multidisciplinary teams, there will always be people who have certain expertise that is, of course, very well suited for the problem that you are trying to solve. But in many cases, you will always work together with people from other disciplines as well. And they can also make a very positive contribution, both to the team dynamics, to the solution, to getting creative about problems, having different insights. So don't feel intimidated if you think, I don't really know about this is not my field. Yeah, don't be too shy and think, yeah, but maybe this is a good opportunity to learn something about this. Yeah, then see if you can find a team working on that area, even if it's not your immediate expertise. Yeah, so don't hone in automatically to only those things that you say, okay, I'm a student from architecture, so I'm only going to do architectural challenge. Yeah, it doesn't work that way at all. And actually, in the past, we have seen, for example, combinations of students from industrial design working together with people from information technology and from nuclear sciences, and they made up a really beautiful product for their challenge. Yeah, so mixing people from different disciplines is really perfectly possible and, in fact, very desirable. So now I'm really happy to give the floor to the next two challenges that are going to be presented from Ororo. So you have the floor.
Good morning. Can you hear me? My name is Jan Pokorný and I'm from Ororo company. So I will tell you something about fields which we are working on. Our main business is develop software for water treatment sector like Veolia, Aqua, and so on. But other activities are aimed to libraries and universities, because originally I am a librarian. I worked many years in national technical libraries in this campus, and now I cooperate with the National Library in Czech Republic. So we have many interesting activities, how to automate traditionally manually done activities in libraries, because libraries are very conservative institutions. So we have prepared two projects for you. All these projects are concerned automatical creation of metadata, which are traditionally done by humans, but we have we know many technologies, modern technologies, which can be used to do it totally automatically. But libraries are a little resistant for any change. So this is a challenge for you. So first one idea or challenge is metadata creation from audio recordings in minority languages. So I will introduce you this project. We cooperate with Faculty of Arts. It's philosophical faculty in Charles University. And this faculty has many departments concerning languages, like main languages like English, French, Deutsch, and so on, but also many minority languages, especially Romani. It's a language which uses gypsies in whole Europe, and it's very difficult to work with because we have some dictionaries between English and Romani language, but language models are not prepared for this minority languages. So it's a challenge to work with it. And this faculty or the department of Romani language has many recordings, hundreds and hundreds recordings of conversation with gypsies. It's digital recordings into DAT tapes, so it's digital form, but we have no metadata for it. So the challenge is to design or find some solution how to automatically create metadata from these audio recordings. We have recordings. We know author, date of time, and location of where the recording were created or recorded. But it's all, and we have also some traditional dictionaries between Romani language and English, and we have also solved English to Czech translation, as we know. And benefit would be if we can recognize also dialect in Romani language, because Romani language has one very special attribute. It's a language with the smallest dictionary, because they use very small words to explain ideas, and that's why these people have to use gesticulation and very effective way how to explain anything, because number of words in the Roman language is very limited. So it's a special character of this language. So we would like to automatically create technical metadata. It means length of recording, list and duration of automatically recognized sections of recording. So we would like to create timestamps in the recordings when the subject of topic or topics of the conversation is changed. So we would like to find topics in the conversation and create some stamps to identify and to be able to move in the recording according to the subject. And another data we need to create is descriptive metadata. It means recognize topics of recognition, generate subject keywords, find places, events, and people mentioned in the recording, and so on. And last, generate subtitles originally in Romani language and also in English and in the Czech. It's a speech-to-text conversion. So this is expected outcome of the project, of this challenge. And if it will be successful and can be used in practice, we will create software according this solution. So if you choose this challenge, you can cooperate later in the software production. And another topic is similar, but it doesn't work with speech or recordings, but with printed materials. It's a typical library topic. because libraries have a huge number of printed stuff, especially books and monographic. And traditional, if we want to create metadata from this printed stuff, we have to use big armies of librarians which do it manually. So they open the book and create a bibliographic record manually. And, it's very time-consuming, very expensive, and it's very slow. And unaccurate. When it is done by human, it's very subjective because every librarian have a different meaning of the topic and so on. So idea is of this project is I will find the pictures. Ideas of this project is to use scanned pages. Exactly these 3 pages. It's a book cover with where we can expect some information on a title page. It's a more detail, and a colophon, which is typically on the opposite side of title page with many publisher information. And the idea is to use OCR to main data from these printed books and to process the data into form of bibliographic records. It is a special format of this record is called Mark 21. It's a librarian standard in all international libraries around the world. So in industry standard. So we have to put this main data into exact format. And if this challenge or project will be successful, we can change human works into machinery processing, and many, I think, thousand and thousand librarians around the world can do more creative work because it's consume millions of hours in total. So this is example of the format. It's a sequence format of Mark 21. So this should be a required input. And we have a small office just around the corner in Studentská Street. So it's very easy for you to communicate with us. And I'm available anytime in the next week on Saturday. Monday Sunday I'm not available, and whole week from Monday to Friday I'm available for anyone to discuss anything. And we can also visit National Technical Library because we can work with the physical staff and show anything. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So now we're going to switch to Prague and the topic on energy communities. It works.
Hello, hello. Okay, everyone. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. My name is Natalia Jędrzejewska, and I am today here to present to you the topic of energy communities on behalf of Prague Distribuce. Predistribuce is a DSO based here in Prague, and we are part of the Prague group. Our main tasks include taking care of the electricity distribution grid, its management, construction, reconstruction, and modernization. And at this time, we have around or more than 800,000 consumption points all over the city and in Rostoki as well. Hopefully, by now you would have seen the topic that we have prepared for you for this year's challenge. We decided to challenge you with the topic of energy communities because it's a very relevant and emerging concept that is here to stay. In the Czech Republic, the possibility to share energy within your registered community begins in the middle of this year. And there is also a energy center which is going to collect all the data being established currently and should be in full function by the end of 2026. Here are a couple of points on what we think the steps you might want to take are. First of all, it is very important that you pick the correct location for your energy community. So it has to be based here in Prague or in Rostoki, so that it is in our distribution area. Then you have to decide how many people, what buildings you want to include. Really take your time with this step. Then another important thing, you also have to include some sustainable technologies from the energy sector. So this can be solar panels, heat pumps, batteries. Your community can share an electric vehicle. It's really up to you, but it's important, since we are a power company, that you implement some of these technologies. But of course, if you have your own ideas, you can put more things on top of these technologies. Then you should gather your data. On one hand, there is data that is publicly available to you on the internet, for example, and then we will be very happy to provide you with data that you will ask us. So I am also the contact person, so if you have specific questions on data that you cannot access yourself, send me an email and I will look into it, and if I can provide you with the data, I will be happy to do so. The next step is calculating the model of your community. So you have to create a model for 1 year. So how is your community going to function for an entire year? How much energy are they going to consume? How much energy are they going to put back into the grid? These are the questions that you should look into and you should calculate in your model. Then the fifth point is you can also look at the financial side of an energy community. Who is going to finance all the technologies that you're going to apply to your community? How much profit can the community make by producing their own energy, etc., etc. And then lastly, of course, is for you to demonstrate to us and to your peers your community. It should be a model that not only looks nice, but also works. Here are some of the technologies that you can apply in a fictional energy community. Your model should look much nicer than this, I should mention. So you can use graphic design if that is a skill you will have in your team. You can make a blind map with the buildings and the specifics of your community. Or you can use maps, go to the location that you pick, take pictures, and really make your model on one hand functional, but also so that it looks nice and it can represent your team well. Here are screenshots from the website of Predistribuce. That is the company that I'm representing today, where you can find a lot of technical information on the grid, for example, the consumption of the grid, the congestion, stuff like that. You can also visit the website of the mother company, where you have a lot of information and data on, for example, electric mobility and other departments. It is important to mention that once you pick a location and you decide on which buildings you want to include, if you want, for example, the data on a consumption of a school that you want to be part of your community, you have to send me an address or a screenshot from the maps to make sure that I know which buildings you're talking about, and then I will be able to provide you with the correct data. We are happy to welcome you at our office at Kateřinská. It's close to IP Pavlova metro station. And I can now tell you that the visit, if you will be interested, is going to be on the 18th of April, which is next Thursday. I'm going to be there, and one of my colleagues, who is a specialist in the energy community topic, is also going to be there. He's going to give you a presentation, and we can discuss some of the questions you might have regarding to your model. When you come, or if you come, please come prepared and have specific questions or topics ready that you would like to discuss. And that is everything from us. Good luck. We're looking forward to the model that you create. And yeah, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite the last presentation from Valeo. But I'm not sure if, and I am sure he is here. Last but not least, Valeo bringing new ideas and solutions for smarter and greener Valeo building.
Dobře, dobře. Can you hear me, please? Okay. Aren't you tired after a lot of presentation? Are you still able to listen? Oh, perfect, perfect. Hello, my name is Jakub Hudec, and I'm from Valeo company. And I would like to present to you our challenges which are facing in our R&D center in Prague. First, I have one question. Is there anyone who likes cars, please? Oh, perfect. So the second question should be if you have ever heard about Valeo, but don't worry, it's my part of presentation, not your. Because Valeo is one of the biggest, I have it in my presentation at the moment. Yeah, that's much better with my slides. In Valeo, we love cars. We love cars. We are one of the biggest worldwide tier 1 supplier to automotive industry. It means we are not car producers, but car producers are our customers. So you can see a lot in the slide, in the picture, our let's say the most important product which we are developing and which we are making. All around the world, we are over 100,000 employees, and we are mostly anywhere. Okay, you can see that our main customers. That's for us very important, not to be focused only on one company or one concern. We have wide portfolio of our customers. So, and Valeo in the Czech Republic, because it's just more important for this presentation. In the Czech Republic, we have over 4,000 employees. We have 5 sites. And it will be on the next slide. And what is very important for this presentation, we have about 900 R&D engineers. So now our presence in the Czech Republic, you can see We are afraid of the Moravia. We are sorry for that. 2 days ago, I spent 1 hour, 1 day in Brno in the university, and the question was, and where is your R&D center? In Prague. Sorry for that. You can see we have production plants in the Czech Republic, and we have one special site. It is our test track and our R&D center, which is in Prague. So yeah, with nice picture of my colleagues in our special laboratory. So you can see in the slide what we are doing in our R&D center. Our R&D center is focused on autonomous driving, systems of autonomous driving, development of sensors for autonomous and assistant driving, R&D in the field of interior control panels and thermal heating systems, which is our great big challenge with nowadays trend of electromobility. But about our challenge and to be more concrete, to our R&D center. Now we have campus in Hostivař or Strašnice district, because it's not so easy, because our A building is in Hostivař and those 3 buildings are in Strašnice. Yeah. No. And you can see our first challenge, and I would like to describe it. Our first challenge globally is that we are now in 4 buildings. And why we are in 4 buildings? Because, for example, in last 2 or 3 years, we are growing from roughly 500 employees to our 900 employees or R&D engineers. This is a great challenge for our campus. We are solving it because with more and more buildings. And what is our second and important challenge for this project is we are using old buildings which were modernized, which were reconstructed, but you can imagine that sometimes it should be easier to build a new building and implement new solution than using old buildings. But with this fine, great building, I love it. Yeah, everything is perfect. Yeah. But sometimes you can find a solution which can bring for us some more modern, let's say, smart solutions, or we can be more greener, but please not using a green color. Yeah, green. To be more greener, it means for us, for example, reduction of carbon, oxygen, etc., etc. You can see in the list some basic description, but in the slides you can see concrete application which we are facing as a challenge, because parking, daily life in our campus. You can imagine that parking slots are still on the same level, but increase of employees. How we can solve it? Because we would like to have happy employees. And what is the second and very important for us? We would like to be more efficient. And every interesting solution can bring for us some extra cash or extra money because of reducing of costs. And what is the second aim is to make our employees more and more happy. Yeah. From what you can imagine as a challenge, it could be site visitors, because R&D center is a very strict area for us. You can imagine that R&D, and especially R&D and automotive, is very, very sensitive for any visitors. And it's a challenge. How we can be so more open, but with some rules. AI in administration is a great topic, but this was extra added on the base of my last communication with our general CEO of R&D Center, because he's very interested of reduction costs using by AI, for example, in administration. So, what we are looking for? New solution proposal, feasibility study, proof of concepts, etc., etc. And what we can offer? Yeah, you can visit us. You can have some extra consult. You can spend some extra time with our, for example, digital manager who is a member of our board in Prague, or we can arrange some meeting with our facility manager. And last but not least, you can be member of team which can do real things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this last presentation. All of them are very, very interesting. If I were a student, then I would probably join all of them, but I can't. So there will be time for questions and answers. But before we do that, first I want to thank Veronica. I want to thank Liba. Liba, where are you? Not here. And I want to thank Aneta for taking care of the preparation for today's meeting. And a big favor from you guys. Aneta, please come here. Aneta has her birthday today. Can you sing? I will switch off the microphone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aneta. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip, hooray!
Thank you.
So, can I ask the people from the companies, please, to come here up front, and then we can have Q&A from you. So, anyone who has a question, I will run with the microphone so you can ask your questions. Don't be shy, you must have questions. Yes, you can taste beer if you choose. Very tempting. So who is going to offer a free ride in an electrical vehicle?
My question is for the digital ear challenge. Do you have any data for the analysis?
Actually, if you think some kind of archives of data, not yet. We have some data from control system where you can find some breakdowns, all the procedures and some special situations and so on. But we haven't still collected the noises and the sounds, unfortunately. I have one example here. If you want to hear it, I can just
at least so I can imagine it better. Just one example.
But I have it just in my cell phone. This is like a very common sound which is there during the filling of cylinder conic tank. Some pump. It will be there will be definitely a lot of work with the data collecting. So I don't suppose you would collect the data, or you can take some data and to try to evaluate it. But mainly it's about thinking about out of the box and thinking about the possible solution, maybe to make some research
And because, you know, in this moment, in my brain is just microphone, maybe some vibro diagnostic, that's all. But maybe you will find some another solution. Then it's about the conversion, this collected data to, in the best case, to check language. Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, great.
Thank you. I have a question for Ororo. And my question is, you mentioned that you have a large data set of Romani language. And my question is, how large is the data set? And is it already tagged or not? Because that wasn't really clear to me. Thank you.
Now it's about 2,000 of recordings. And lengths of recordings are very different from 30 minutes to some hours. So probably we have hundreds and hundreds of minutes of recordings. And some recordings are like a series because they visit some the workers from philosophical faculty has visited the one family many times. So for example, 5 recordings are one series. Which can continue and speak about one topics more times and so on. And we have prepared a sample for training. And the important thing is that some topics are very sensitive because these people can speak about some very sensitive things like. Family stuff, on sometimes even criminality and so on. So everyone who will work with these recordings have to sign an NDA agreement because it cannot be published in any way. Yeah.
Can I have a very quick follow-up question? Is there already an existing corpus of transcribed Romani language and or translated Romani language?
To English only.
To English only.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes.
I have a question for the Valeo representative. For this challenge, is the changes to the building itself allowed to the R&D center, or can we come up with designs or concept ideas, or is it only limited to the changes in management or just general functioning?
Thank you very much for your question. It should be divided into steps. On the first time, we need to see some concept, proof and feasibility study, and the second should be implementation.
And I know this might be a difficult question to answer, but what's the most energy consuming task at an R&D center that you're dealing with currently? Is it the distribution, or is it actually the lab work itself?
Laboratories and our hardware in the loop rooms, because we have hardware in the loop farm there. And what is very interesting challenge to use, for example, the heat from the laboratories for something.
Thank you. You know the French architect Le Corbusier, he said that a building is a machine for living in. And he was, of course, also very inspired by car technology. And I think this is really excellent opportunity. Valeo makes all these sensor technologies, smart technologies for cars. Why can't we incorporate that in our buildings? Yeah, it would be the perfect showcase for Valeo for their own headquarters. Huh? But again, I can't do this challenge, sorry. But many other people can, of course. Any other questions? Yep. Can you pass it on?
Thank you. Quick question for the PRE distribution. I wanted to ask, I didn't really get what the energy communities are from the presentation and not even from the sheet. It's very high level. Could you please elaborate more on that and maybe give some example of some existing communities and how the relationships and the cooperation with the people there work.
Okay, so if I heard you correctly, sorry, you're asking more about what an energy community is, correct?
Exactly.
So, I mean, I feel like it should be part of your preparation for creating the model, but an energy community or local energy community is an agreement between 10 to whatever number of people, and included is renewable sources, like, for example, if your neighbor decides to put a solar panel on his roof, he's going to produce energy that he can use himself, but if you create an agreement, you can also use. So you share energy created in a more green way. And I know that online you can find examples of energy communities. Some energy communities have, for example, shared the bill for buying the photovoltaics, or they share a car. In other communities, it's more divided, so there is a real variety. But also here, the challenge is creating such a community in a urbanized space. So that's why I mentioned picking the location correctly. You have, for example, I think 2 energy communities in Vienna, which you can take as an example, since it's also a capital city. But then you also have a lot of energy communities, especially in Western Europe. I think Belgium or Ireland, England, you can look at some examples there. So I hope that answered your question.
Thank you very much.
I have also a follow-up question to this question. And with the current legislation that is proposed to regulate energy communities in the Czech Republic, there is something called distribuční poplatek, which is paid on both sides, on the sides of the receiver and on the sides of the sellers. That quite vastly hampers the utility of energy communities. My question is, if you would build an energy community within PRE, how would you deal with the distribuční poplatek, the fee for distributing the energy? Would you waiver it to the community? How would it work?
Well, when we were coming up with the challenge, we were discussing what aspects of the legislation and everything you have to implement, because there is more to the Lex OZ2 legislation than just finances. There's also different restrictions on how wide the community can be, across which districts and stuff. And on one hand, we decided that you do not have to take the legislation into account that much, so you have more of a free hand in that. And your question about the finance, I think that's something that you can take into consideration yourself. As I said, you do not have to take the legislation into consideration that much, but we would like to see your approach to how you would deal with that. So we want to see what ideas you come up with, and if that's something that you struggle with and you choose our topic next week, we can discuss the different opinions or approaches at the consultation.
And is there some legal support with someone from PRE who could be able to advise us on the legal aspects of the challenge, if we would like to comply with the regulations?
Well, as I said, there's going to be one of my colleagues there present next week who really is an expert in the field more than I am. So I'm sure if you have any specific questions regarding the legal side of things, he will be able to discuss those with you. But
thank you.
The question is if you really want to go into that much detail, I would say, but yes.
Excellent. Any other questions? The people are here now, so use this opportunity. Yes?
I have a question about the digital ear. So if I understand correctly, the idea is that right now you have a person within a hearing distance of the machine, so they can react immediately to anything that they hear.
Yes.
And we want to move them into a control room. So this immediate interaction disappears. And you only need something that detects an anomaly, and then the person can go to the machine physically and listen to it.
It's the first step. It's the first step.
Yes, but you also need probably something to distinguish what kind of anomaly it is, right?
It will be absolutely perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Any other questions? Things like, do I need specific software? Can you help me with certain expertise? If you are already thinking about a certain challenge. No further questions? Okay, then thank you very much. And I think with that we can conclude the Q&A session. Thank you very much for taking part in that. So. A few words about the follow-up. So with this we more or less conclude the presentation of all the challenges by the companies. Thank you very much for providing these challenges to our students. Thank you very much for being here today to give the introduction to the challenges, and of course also for being available in the next upcoming time to act as a contact person for the students. And thank you very much also for the opportunity to visit your company, which I think will be very fruitful and helpful for the student teams to get a much better idea what is going on. So another round of applause, of course, for that. So how we will continue. So now, of course, the big part is up to you, the students. And the first thing that we really have to do is to make the teams. So as I said, at 1 o'clock, we will move to the Risovna, where we will be for the Collider, and we will start to make the first teams. As I said, not all of the students are here. I counted about 40 students, so that means about 15 people are not here today. And some of you can't make it this afternoon. That's fine. We will just start with making the teams. And of course, tomorrow, when the Collider really starts, we will try to make these teams in final form as much as possible. As you understand, when you listened at these challenges, there's no easy answer. Huh? You can't already say, okay, oops, I got a solution. I'm going to program code, design something, and tomorrow I'm finished. Yeah? It doesn't work that way. So the principle of this Collider, it's called challenge-based learning. And that means that you get this challenge, you try to learn to understand it. And the first part, of course, of any challenge-based learning path is this research part, trying to understand what the problem is about, what areas you are going to work on, what kind of knowledge you are lacking that you need to find. A lot of knowledge you can find, of course, from the library, on the internet, and of course with the interviews with the experts from the companies. So this weekend is really very important to come up with, let's say, this first framework of thinking about trying to solve the problem. That's also why on Sunday we will end with the first presentation about this idea, so that we can, let's say, charge you with the right questions, with the right things to look at in that week that will follow. So this is really the biggest task that is now waiting for you, guys and girls. Looking forward to see you at 1 o'clock in Risovna. And with this, I would like to close officially this session. Of course, if you still have questions, feel free to reach out to us. Now we don't run away immediately. So there's a lunch break, and some of you we will see this afternoon in Risovna, other ones we will see tomorrow when Collider starts. And in all cases, thank you very much for taking part. Thank you very much for engaging in this adventure. And yeah, good luck.